Hi, everybody. Uh, Pardon the subterfuge. I'm undercover right now. I'm broadcasting from somewhere on the planet Earth, and I feel that a certain amount of discretion is in order for what we are all facing at this time. Ooh, don't want you to see me. Ooh, ooh. Look, um, I've really been thinking about something. I was just watching Aldous Huxley, and I'm sorry if you can't hear me very well. That's probably for the best because, if you could actually hear me, then that would just cause YouTube to take down my video faster. Aldous Huxley postulates in Brave New World about this drug called Soma. And this drug Soma is used for like sex and for hallucinogenic and to make you feel better and to, that kind of stuff. And I have to say that the the drug Soma is actually a thing, but that's not the drug that Aldous Huxley was talking about. Okay? The drug he actually was prescient about. I mean, there was a certain amount of prescience with the way that he predicted the future. But let me get into it. The drug is not Soma. The drug is the acceptance of the drug. The drug is the want and need to force everyone around you to take the drug. Now, I don't want to go too far into that because, that's the sort of thing that'll just get my videos pulled down. And hey, YouTube, listen, I promise that I am not going to talk about the rigged election or the fake vaccine. I will not talk about that stuff at all, okay? What this video is about is censorship. Because all of this leads to another point that Aldous Huxley made, which was censorship. The control of the media. When Hitler rose to power, he used what was at his disposal as far as technology. And what was this technology that Hitler used? It was the radio at the time. And it would have been television at a later time. But what we actually see happening in countries that control people with the media is that maybe, just maybe, perhaps, maybe you're being controlled by the media, stupids. Think about this. If YouTube is not subject to the guidelines of the government, if they are not subject to the guidelines of the government, then, they can go ahead and pretty much do what they want, right? Okay. Got it. Got it. They're not subject to the freedoms that the Constitution guarantees. I got it, YouTube. You are not subject to constitutional freedoms. You do not have to let us have the First Amendment right on your channel. Because if you really think about it, what on earth would they need to censor a dummy like me who has 15 followers for putting out harmful content about the uh, uh, virus? What harm can I do? And let's face facts. There's a million other idiots just like me, and I'm as stupid as any other idiot in the world. Why on earth do I need to be censored for my harmful content? Who am I going to influence? Who will I influence? My 15 followers, I appreciate you so much. I love you. But, I do not expect you to take my word as any sort of authority on anything. I try to provide facts to people about things and let them judge for themselves, and I interlace it with some of what my feelings and thoughts are on the matter, which is basically what all opinion and YouTube stuff is. I mean, what is social media but people interjecting with their feelings about whatever the current topic of the time is? What harm is there in a million idiots saying stupid stuff if you can have the mass media go on and on about Russiagate forever and ever and actually cause harm to the relations that we have between us and other foreign countries? But that's okay. But if I say something stupid, not even claiming to be a doctor or authority on anything, if I say something dumb, I get my video taken down, and then you threaten me that I'll never get monetization, which I probably won't get anyways because I don't have a certain amount of followers for this, that, and the other. I can't even live stream off of my phone, which would be nice because, I'm disabled, and I guess that's kind of ableist of you, YouTube, because it really makes it easy for me to just be able to do things from my phone rather than sit in front of a computer and stream. Being disabled, I have difficulties with this, sitting in a chair for long periods of time. I kneel, I stand, I sit, I turn, I twist. I never get to rest because I'm always in pain. You fucking idiots. This whole world gets stacked against the disabled people. Oh, why must they be so mean to us? Listen carefully to me, dum-dums. You are being fleeced so hard, once again, by the Democrats. Now they are saying, oh, yes, we completely agree with Trump. $2,000 sounds so much better. Well, so does $100 million. Of course, $2,000 sounds better than a measly $600, which Nancy Pelosi claimed to be substantial. That's a day and a half pay for her. That's not even a Botox session for Nancy Pelosi. Come on. Really? Look. The Democrats, so far, in this omnibus, have stacked up around $2.3 trillion. If we were to each get $600, that would have been $600 times 300 million people is $280 billion. So $280 billion out of all of that money is like a little piece of the breading that fell off of the mountain of pork. Everyone is claiming now that Democrats have always been willing and wanting to give us more money. But this is not true. They have said these things. Some of them have introduced the bills. The bills carry no weight, gain no support, and they aren't really pushed by those people. It's funny that they push something like Medicare for All so much and never even introduced the bill, and yet, they introduce bills that look awfully good for virtue signaling, but they never say anything about them. Isn't that interesting that that's how politics works? You always talk about the things you don't do, but when you actually do something, you don't draw any attention to it. Because you probably don't want it to catch on and actually give people money. Because it's good for you to just keep us broke, because it's easier to control broke people and tell them what to do. Just like Aldous Huxley was talking about in his writings, The Enemy of Freedom, Brave New World. Listen, they are saying this now. AOC and Pelosi have said, yes, they need more money. And this is a salient fact. But the thing is that when Nancy Pelosi said it was substantial, and when AOC was going on about it and then voted yes for it anyways, basically they have given it their stamp of approval, you know? They approved of that $600 for us. Like, it's better than nothing. No, it's a crumb when you compare it to the amount of money that you gave to other countries. Not so good at math, but even increasing it to $2,000 per person, while the omnibus is stacked up so high. No math surgeon, but we still have quite a small, little, tiny slice of the filet mignon that you accidentally dropped onto the floor off the side of your plate for us little plebs and peasants to rush in and go fight over. Because not a lot of us are even going to get that money. I know some people that didn't make over $75,000 that never received the first stimulus. I know some people that make just a little bit over $75,000 and under $100,000 that could really use some help because, they have families and bills and car notes and stuff like that. Oh, poor people with car notes. Think about this, okay? Everybody wants to talk about moratoriums on rent. Great. Man, this mask is getting uncomfortable. Anyway, these moratoriums on rent. Good. I think that that's perfectly acceptable. Yes, do it. If, and only if, when you talk about small businesses, you're talking about landlords, because while many of you may live in coastal cities where all of the apartment buildings and all of the little flats are owned by people who own lots of stuff like that and have lots of money and invest in real estate, out here in the Midwest, some people have a home that they're renting out so that they could pay the mortgage on it and help pay some bills around their house, okay? Just normal damn people that are landlords. And if landlords aren't included, when you start talking about small business, then you're really not thinking about the big picture at all, okay? You are not thinking about the needs of other people that are going to make slightly more than $75,000, but probably aren't even making money. You know, it's great that you're giving people that have never made money like it before unemployment that pays them more than most people who are actually working in their essential positions at their jobs could even imagine. But people that have more money have more problems, as Biggie Smalls would say. That means you have a house. Maybe you have a rental. Moratorium on rent. Can't collect rent. Can't pay your bills. Your kids are starving because your job has been canceled because you work at some office and they get a COVID infection, closed down this time, that time, and they're never going to open. Or anyone else that works in your family might have been working in another business that got closed down, and here we go, you know, they're not going to get any money. This is infuriating. The censorship just makes it all worse because we have to be really careful and tone police ourselves about the things that we talk about. Perhaps just, you know, kind of glaze over it, maybe mention it. This is a nice little platform you had here until you fucked it up. It's really shitty what's happening and what Aldous Huxley was talking about with media having an authoritarian position where they can dictate and tell you what to do and what to think and what to drink and what to eat and all that stuff, and politicians become more of a product like toothpaste. We see all of these things happening. It doesn't even matter, you know, if they have any policy positions, because all anyone cares about now is personality. And the great unmasking happened when a person with a horrible personality became president. Well, even if they try to do anything that's good, it's looked at with disdain. So, I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen in this world, in this country of ours. It never stops, the push toward control. I saw Holly was actually grilling Mark Zuckerberg about the way that different platforms coordinate the subjects, the keywords, and the topics that they censor. They talk with each other about that sort of stuff on a platform that they all use for communicating these sorts of ideas. It's really not so that, you know, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, well, I'm sorry, you know, Facebook and Instagram are both the same thing. But then YouTube and Google, and because those are both the same thing. These monopolies, these few heads that control everything, are all coordinating what they are going to police and remove from their platforms, because they don't have to adhere to the laws and guidelines of our Constitution. But if that's true, doesn't everybody know when they go on a platform and it's all just bullshit anyways? Hmm? Hmm? Right? It's all just bullshit here. We're not authorities on anything. We're all just a bunch of dummies and stupids. Just stupids too. I'm stupid. There's very few smart people. And most of the time they just keep their mouths shut because they're smart. All us stupids that just come out here and say blah, 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 blah. What is the harm in that? And why is the point? What is the point in policing that? It just makes no sense to me why we've all become so okay with to say, yeah, I understand I'm taking your video down because, oh man, that's some harmful stuff that you're talking about, and what if someone will get some ideas in their head and they start thinking for themselves about that stuff and they make the wrong decision because, like, we don't want people, like, making decisions for themselves and, like, thinking about stuff. What? Really? Really? We've all been so manipulated that we don't think for ourselves anymore. And it's scarier than this mask with this little genie beard right here. I decided to move it from right here because it made me look like someone else. I look like a genie Hulk, maybe. Just don't look at the frail frame below. The Hulk would be jealous. Well, okay. That's all I got for now. Please, as I always say, wake the fuck up. And, look up Crayon Mouth on Patreon, and, of course, give them all of your money, and go listen to King James, because he's probably the greatest rapper in the world, Everybody else is rapping too damn fast for me to even understand what they're saying. I listened to Eminem's song today. It sounded just like a Moray song called Quicksand today. Oh my God. What are these people doing? Why are they doing that? Why do they just steal each other's cadences and put them on songs? And since they're bigger, everyone will think that they came up with it first. I don't know. I'm just... music these days. Oh, yeah. Wait. Eric Clapton came out with a song with, I think it was Van Morrison, and this song. And this song, that's not gonna work. It's like a anti-lockdown song. So a bunch of people started digging into Eric Clapton about the death about his dead kid, the one that jumped off of a balcony. And this just shows more of the crazy masquerade people that are, so vicious in the way that they approach anyone that disagrees with them. I mean, to talk about Eric Clapton's dead kid, that's monstrous. I saw someone said the other day they didn't want to take the jabby jab. Jibba jab, jab, jab. You know what I'm talking about. You know that thing I'm bop. The boop, boop, boop stick it in me, stick it in me, stick it in me, stick it in me. I like it when you stick things in me. I want you to stick it in me. That thing. Well, they said that they didn't want anyone to stick it in. And someone said, good. Now Darwinism could do its thing. And you'll die. So someone else can take it. And they won't be a waste of life like you. Oh, yeah. I hear you. We're wastes of life because I want to see the proper procedures for testing of efficacy and how do I say these things anymore? Long-term thingamabobs. If I want to know about those things, so I would like to see these things get tested. It cannot be deemed harmful content for me to say I would like to see the closest family members of the owners of the championship companies. I would like to see them on video with a person who has brought guaranteed championships for the dabs, dab, whatever you want to call it. And Bill Gates' kids too. Let's see them get vaccinated. That's what I'd like. This is someone from an undisclosed location. Somewhere on a planet Earth, maybe. You don't know because this skin is green, and everyone knows that Martians have green faces and fleshy hands. Anyway, I think I'm just going to sign off because the world is just sickening tonight. Disgusting human beings doing horrible things. Trying to push the blame. Oh, we wanted to give them that money, but the Republicans are going to fight it. We remember what happened in October when Trump seemed to just be on a roll with being empathetic. Yes, we remember that. Right around the time when he got his COVID, and he was like, oh man, I want to do this and I want to do that for people. I want to do the Operation Warp Speed, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I think that it'd be cooler if they just gave us all access to the Regeneron. Because that stuff seems pretty cool. And it doesn't seem to change your DNA. Uh-oh. I sense a disturbance. A great disturbance, like I just said the wrong thing. You know what? What I was really referring to is that if you get exposed to too much nuclear waste, then it could possibly mutate you and turn your skin green. Maybe. I don't know. I've seen some movies where that kind of thing can happen. I like watching movies that are science fiction. Don't you like science fiction? What happened to science fiction? It became non-fiction. Non-science fiction. That's where we're at now. We're in the non-science fiction era where everything is non-science and everyone believes it. 'cause that's our reality. Peace out, y'all. Peace out. Peace. Go listen to King James songs. It's all been for one song. The master plan. From what I've heard from that guy, King James, and you know, whoever Crayon Mouth is, I'm sure they've just been a little MIA, and they're not constantly, you know, like thinking, oh, what can I make a video about now without it getting deleted? I don't want my videos getting deleted. Don't delete my videos. I have talked about absolutely nothing but censorship, okay? Anything else that I may have referred to you, I promise it was just based on comic books. Good night.